And she'll give you some new glitz. Give Auntie 5 bits, and she'll give you a facial spritz.
I see a huge opportunity for us in Fairfield. There's zero competition and plenty to drive people to drink. Welcome to the name-pending saloon, purveyor of spirits and stimuli. What'll it be, stranger? Why, sure. You'd be surprised how much loose talk and idle speculation occurs around here. What, between them protectorate defectors, finally able to speak their minds, and all our off-duty Auntie's employees carping about work and the war. Any particular topic you have in mind? Basically, to avoid it at all cost. They have a brigadier up there by the name of Montelli. Sounds like he's as much a danger to his own troops as ours. Real piece of work, even by protectorate standards. Reportedly enamored of show trials and summary executions. You're asking me for the particulars of a high-level corporate acquisition. Like an in-depth accounting of the various parties who vied for control and who won out in the end? They merged. Rebranded. Auntie Cleo seems in charge. Oh, Minister Milverstreet's blessed with the gift of gab. Swear he could sell bypass shunts to a raptidon. Ain't one of them falsely magniloquent types, though. Sincere fella. Shares command of Fairfield with Acquisitions Officer Carr. She's blunt and murderous. Two traits Auntie's Choice highly prizes in a commander of corporate. To say they have differing approaches to leadership is like saying, gee, suns are hot. Vox Station's run by a brigadier by the name of Montelli. Sounds like he's as much a danger to his own. Real piece of work, even by protectorate standards. Reportedly enamored of show trials and summary execution. My pleasure. Got anything for me in return? Apologies, but tall tales and poorly formed fabrications failed to impress. Here I was hoping you'd have a good story for me in exchange. That is an ensuing step on my 19-point business plan. Trying to find a name that would convince patrons to spend their hard-earned bits. At present, my top favorites are 1. The Drunken Haggler, 2. Accessories, 3. Absinthe-minded? Well, that's what we'll call it then. I'll tell future business partners we did extensive outside testing. I can now check off step 18 of my business plan. Shh, not so loud. Look, operating a new location sure ain't easy. Swear I get blamed for anything going wrong, whether it's my fault or some foul up from the local head. But the nice thing about Fairfield, if you sound like you got some know-how. All right, appreciate you dropping by.
previous direct reports. And rest assured, I'm going to be reviewing progress.
Blueberry Crunch. Accept no imitations. The K lets you know it's authentic. Now with 100.
Keep your petty skepticism. I'll say my path in no time.
Whoa there, go-getter. Welcome to Fairfield, now under the new and improved management of Auntie's Choice. I'd usually ask if you were affiliated with the previous regime, but you lack the bewildered gaze of a yay-saying protectorate subject. Even so, going to have to ask you to identify yourself. Still a war on and all.
Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice? Remember, Auntie knows best.
Earth Directorate, huh? Like, from the serials? Thought Arcadia was outside your jurisdiction. Any folk native to this place sure wouldn't have ever heard. End of the day, we let most anybody in. Bottom line's all we care about is our bottom line. That'll be all. Unless you got any questions before you're on your way. On the way from the landing pad? Had a convoy out that way. They're overdue. See any sign of them? Damnation. I had a friend on that detail. He always carried this, keepsake. You didn't happen to find it, did you? Well, never too late to start. Plunder's plunder. Them Protectorate drones been a serious menace of late. Heard Trooper Faulkner shot a few. Bounty terminal's out next to the jail, across from the bar. Just down the lane here a spell. You get to Town Hall, you passed it. What? You been in hibernation or something? We're here to bring the free market's liberation to the people of Arcadia. And Arcadia's bounty to the rest of the galaxy, of course. As I've never heard of her, can't say I can. Seems like Minister Milverstreet knows everybody, though. Probably ask him. Oh, we got everything. Before I forget, I have standing orders to send all newcomers to Minister Milverstreet. He's in the town hall. That'd be the one. Once again, welcome to Fairfield, the official new home of free trade and self-reliance on Eden.
Give Auntie 2 bits, and she'll give you some new glitz. Give Auntie 5 bits, and she'll give you a facial spray.
Holler when you're ready for me, Doc. I'll be over here. Definitely not in excruciating pain.
Standard sanitation tax. Please, limit all rest. We are currently experiencing longer than... Oh, please, take a seat.
Don't mean to sound unsociable, but you might not want to stand so close. The bleeding ain't contagious, but it ain't slowed much neither. I hate to bleed all of... Wouldn't mind conversating a bit, though. I was on sentry duty, bravely surveying our perimeter for threats, when a Protectorate drone attacked out of nowhere. Third time in as many days. I returned fire like it was a cereal. Bang, bang, bang! Pew, pew, pew! Oh, not excessively, of course. Don't want Auntie taken. It was all going fine until the damn thing blasts me while I'm reloading. Mighty uncourteous, you ask me. Trooper Faulkner happened upon the scene just then and dispatched the drone. No idea where these drones are. As for the rest of these fine folk, they only one of the most lucrative posts a soldier could be assigned. The FOB's our main line of defense. The only thing stopping the man in charge, Commander Torres, is a legend. Rumor has it his troopers are relentless, fighting through wounds that would kill most. Playing it safe doesn't amount to much, but it's all a moot point till I can get this arm of mine mended. Poor Doc. I suppose it could be worse. At least Command's not throwing us at that relay station. Can't imagine the casualty. I don't know. You some kind of doctor type? Wow. Those must be... Well, all right then. Just hope you're not squeamish. How bad is bad? Wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know. That was a comparison I could have done without. Huh. Why do I feel hungry all of a sudden? Say, I'm not sure I like the way you're looking at my arm right now. Maybe you best get a look.
I must ask you to hold still.
Made apples, but anti-fizzos made them better with anti-Cleo's patented hot apple cider.
Oh, what's this? Non-protectorate personnel just sauntering up onto my... State your purpose, outsider. Or exit Yonway UK. Well, that all sounds rather exciting. Like something out of an eighth... Most in the Protectorate don't know what the Earth Directorate is, you know. Suspect you travel freely. In my role, I compile material providing special insight on other colonies. During recent troubles, Oh, to the point then. A full set of Science Adventures Quarterly has been sold to various... Once you have one of the 10 periodicals in hand, I will trade you for rare... Stay true, outsider.
Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly!
Al? Are you breathing? Say something! Oh, law. I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall? He thought those boots would make him fly, but they really just allow the user to jump repeatedly. Unless their downward velocity is too great. If so, well, you see what happens. Dying, actually. Dying in a fairly slow, agonizing manner. We've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears. I can't fathom no sensible motive. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well...
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our two former cohorts. What? It's your
No, Liza, remember, you're not Protectorate anymore. So...
discharged if the disbursement is dutifully deserving. Right.
So, bits, stranger. We'll give you bits if you get us down before we starve. Poor Jackson wasn't raised in the Protectorate with a mind for science, and mistakenly thought they're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before. But the data we found with them says they were actually designed to let people hop their way up the spire. If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound, they can give you a fair bit of extra boost. It should let you turn a quick hop into a surprisingly grand vault.
Thank the Sovereign. burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a waste.
That's it? It was that easy?
Starting with Asta Fiskwich, senior copywriter in invasive marketing, whose sloganeering was a bit...
That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump. Wonderful.
We can't exactly skip
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not. He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Like me, he was also Still, he seemed like a friendly, kind... Please do hurry.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters...
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
What do you mean? You're already getting our urgently improvised extortive rate. Ha! Fair enough, stranger. Here's your reward for It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest. But to be honest, I'd like a little distance from plants for a spell.
Boy, take this terminal and trash it. That's... If you're about to blast me about fixing that void-forsaken terminal, it'll have to wait. I'm entitled to a break like anyone else. It's in my contract. I triple-checked. I'm a technician. I've been getting pressure from folks up top to deploy these Protectorate drones to the drones are ready to launch. All that he's doing is fixing their targeting priorities so they mark us as friendlies. But I can't breach the terminal's security protocols. Drones are only as dangerous as their programming. But it's a moot point anyway. These ones ain't gonna shift on their own anytime. I know it probably seems like we're up to our ducks and troops, but half of them are ex-Protectorate trainees who can't tell the business end of a rifle. We need these drones. Been key mashing all day. Surprised my fingers ain't stumps at this point. It was as simple as putting in the time. These Protectorate systems aren't like ours back home. Trip the wrong switch and you get locked out. Have to start all over. Ain't defeatist. That's just fact. Sometimes you gotta get away from the problem in order to solve the problem. That's what I'm doing. I hope. What? Oh, yeah. Must have gotten jammed in there prior to the If I can get these drones launched, you're welcome to help yourself to it. Guessing that means you're flat out of ideas? Not that I need the help of some... Bet a fellow drone operator like him would have some insight into...
ever catch a break.
Finally
find a way to get ahead.
Nature made apples. Anti-Fizzos made them better with Anti-Cleo's patented mock apple cider.
Swear, I almost had it this time. Everything all lined up. Easy, Mark. Look like you've had your share of troubles. Ever had the perfect opportunity just slip through your fingers? Wait, what? Is that from Jackson? Oh, thank the law. Jackson and I are partners, see. He unearthed an unexploited protectorate technology. Promised it'd revolution. This is just the thing to put me on the map. Fast-track promotion to lower middle management for sure. Why, that's terrible. But you said you have the schematics? I'll take those. What? Sovereign's finest potato corollary peeler? This was supposed to be a guaranteed bestseller. Who in their right mind would... Jackson, you idiot! Ah! It's a good thing he's dead, because if he wasn't, I'd kill him! There's no... God damn it! This was supposed to be my easy path to a promotion. Must be something I can do to salvage... Tell me, did you come across any... personal thrusters? No one would ever want such preposterous things. I'd be laughed out of recreant reclamation. Well, here's all I can spare in regards to your compensation. In the unlikely event things somehow pan out and I get that big promotion, I'll...
I see a huge opportunity for us in Fairfield. Well, don't you look thirsty for fulfillment? Oh, right. What'll it be, stranger? All right.
No signs of corrosion. Exhaust manifold. Manifold still warm. Come on, baby. You just stopping by to admire the mines? Or is there something I can... See this system here? It deploys extreme countermeasure. However, the whole thing is currently non-operational. No sky mines means the enemy can blow in like a bad sail, and we'll all be passing in our bits. Bit slow on the uptake, aren't you? Until I curry out the kinks in this system, we all should worry. How anyone around here gets any sleep is a damn mystery. Why don't you do me a favor and hit the trail? Don't bother me again lest you've something more to contribute. All right, baby. It's just me and you. Me and you again. Now, how's about we figure out what's wrong?
Do they ever cease?
Nope. You'll probably hear them in your dreams, if you haven't already. Mind your own business interests.
Is everything supposed to be so sweet?
I'm simply not credulous enough to accept this is where I've ended up. Doing the work of at least 3 laggies. A full half dozen automechs. I'd welcome you, would-be consumer, but we are not a retail operator. Please visit the various consumer locations around Fairfield for all your purchasing needs. I have far too many claims on my time to be able to cater to the curious at the moment. I was meant to have help, but they lacked the barest amount of gray matter it takes to keep from getting locked up by excessive corporate malfeasance. So I'm on my own, breaking my back, trying to buttress all these vines on top of all my other jobs. Oh, the bits I wouldn't. So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work? You read my terminal? Not that I thought. So, why are you so interested in my other work? You're not part of compliance. Because Auntie's Choice expects you to forge a path that's ambitious and self-determined. I can't even fathom Auntie's... You know, I've been looking for some backfills with the kind of cleverness. I'm part of Sub Rosa. We're the best way to get things... They were rubes, nitwits, dolts so lacking in faculties that they couldn't handle... They had to be dealt with so we could all get back to work. And now that I'm here, so, long as you're... Oh, isn't that just wonderful? I had no suspicion when you walked through my door that you'd help resolve the last of the morass. And all we need you to do is access Quartermaster Cardos's terminal and scrub any Spectrum. It's already been resold, so have it, because we are the black market. Sub Rosa feeds that appetite to not just survive, but to thrive. Trust me, for both short-term benefit, it'll probably be nothing. She's just so, if she can, and I'll be waiting.
Ectoplasm. Wait. Nope. Just Taro Extra.
storeroom for all these orders. Let me guess. Gun keeps jamming, armor don't quite fit snug as you like. State your division and I'll get you outfitted, quick and proper, or your next provision's free. Astounded the minister hasn't yet converted you to our cause. As Chief Replenishment Officer, it's my privileged duty to furnish. Tell me what you need, and I'll do my ample best to supply you. Those hoople heads. First they botched their work up here, now... Well, I thank you for helping them out. Sorry you had to go out of your way. What do you need this time? As a friendly reminder...
Off the funny business.
blaming the wind. Marginal improvements, still improvement, I suppose.
How about I do my job, and you do whatever it is you do?
Business is always good when a... What do you need this time? Now there's an odd request. If you've got queries about my stock, I'm sure I can... Wait one rat-gone moment. Did Miss Galloway put you up to this? I can't for the life of me adduce a reason as to why a greenhouse manager would be interested in military inventory. What kind of plants are we growing in there? All the while, I thought they were growing healthy little... All right. Ms. Galloway can have access, but only because I believe in not biting the keycard to access the terminals, right here on the boxes beside me.
Hello again. You get that inventory issue sorted? How grand. That officially mops up the last of the mess from the buffoons that came before me. And, as promised, my good fortune is also your good and while this might be a tad fewer bits than you were hoping for, remember, you've also made Al. Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in. Find that rose, and you find Sub Rosa.